the Honorable Larry Hogan.
Wow. Thank you guys very, very much. Thank you. You guys look great out there. Thank you all so much. It's really great to be here with all of you. Bridget, thank you for that kind introduction, and thank you so much for your leadership of MML over the past year. Let's give her a big round of applause for everything that she's done, worked so hard. And I want to thank Scott and the MML staff for organizing another outstanding conference this year. They deserve a lot of applause. I know a lot of work went into this. I'd like to express my appreciation to the outgoing members of the Board of Directors for all of their hard work, and I'm looking forward to working with your incoming president, Councilman Ryan Spiegel of Gaithersburg, and all of the incoming board members. And I want to congratulate all of the Hall of Fame inductees who have brought such a wealth of knowledge to municipal government. Let's give them a big round of applause, everybody. And most importantly, to all of you, to Maryland's municipal officials and local leaders, I just want to sincerely thank each and every one of you for your service to our state, for your continued dedication to your communities. I really want to thank you. And let's give all of you a big round of applause. Give yourselves a big round of applause. You do an incredible job day in and day out, and you deserve it. The theme of this year's conference is Together We Can. And I truly believe that there is no limit to what we can achieve when we all work together to serve the people. Serving the people of Maryland as governor over the past 4 years truly has been the honor of a lifetime for me. And I want all of you to know that I'm going to keep giving this job everything that I've got every single day that I am given. We have spent 4 years working together with all of you to unshackle the unlimited potential and promise of our great state. We debated, discussed, and reasoned together honestly and productively, with integrity and sincere purpose. We didn't demand Republican solutions or Democratic solutions. We always tried to seek out bipartisan, common sense solutions that worked for the people of our state. And thank you. And nowhere is that spirit of civility and bipartisan compromise more apparent than at the municipal level in Maryland's cities and towns. You know, in Washington, it seems like nobody can find a way to get along, and it seems like nothing ever gets done. But here in Maryland, we have chosen a completely different path. And by working together with all of our local leaders, we have shown that it is possible to govern effectively and to find real solutions to the serious problems we face. And I just want to sincerely thank all of you for being such incredible partners in our efforts to change Maryland for the better. Thank you all very, very much. Working together, we've already made a great deal of progress. And now, together we can, see what I did there with the theme? Together we can accomplish even more over the next 4 years. We went from Maryland losing 100,000 jobs to us gaining 120,000 jobs. More businesses are now open and more people are working than ever before in the history of our state, and we had one of the biggest economic turnarounds in America. We recently won approval for 149 opportunity zones all across our state. And we're doing everything in our power to utilize new and existing state and federal programs, grants, and tax incentives, and to have all of our state agencies work collaboratively with our municipal and county governments and with the private sector to supercharge our opportunity zones and to make them the most competitive ones in America so that we can revitalize our forgotten and neglected communities and give those communities and the citizens who live there greater opportunities and more hope for a better future. As the summer threatens to bring more storms, and as the hurricane season approaches, we remain committed to helping towns and cities across Maryland build resiliency. And I've charged MEMA with coordinating directly with our local jurisdictions on preparedness and response. And we're making it easier for municipalities to access state funding for resiliency projects and to meet our environmental goals. We recently announced the Grants Gateway, a new streamlined approach to provide a single entry point for municipalities and nonprofits to apply for grants. The fight against heroin and opioid overdoses has overwhelmed cities and towns and torn apart families and communities all across America. But for the first time in a decade, the number of fatal opioid overdoses in Maryland declined by 14%. But we're going to need the help of each and every one of you to continue making more progress. Together we can and we must. This is going to take all of us at the federal, state, county, municipal, and community leaders. All of us have got to be working together in an all-hands-on-deck approach in order to try to save the lives of thousands of Marylanders. We're proud to have some of the best and most highly funded schools in America, and we've provided record state funding 5 years in a row, investing $32 billion in K-12 education. More than half of our entire capital budget goes to education. And the casino lockbox, which we pushed for, is going to provide an additional $4.4 billion more for our schools. But together, we must do more to provide more accountability, to raise academic standards, and to root out mismanagement, and to make sure that less money is wasted and more of it actually makes it into the classrooms where it belongs. Because every single child in Maryland deserves access to a world-class education, regardless of what neighborhood they happen to grow up in. Maryland had crumbling roads and bridges and some of the worst traffic congestion in the nation. And we decided to do something about that. We've been moving forward on nearly all of the highest priority transportation projects in every single jurisdiction. No governor in the history of the state has ever invested more in transit. We're moving forward with the Purple Line. We saved the metro system. And we have over 800 projects totaling $9 billion, which are currently under construction all across our state. We've already repaved one half of the entire state highway system, something that normally takes decades. And as you know, and as was mentioned, the highway user revenues were cut by 90%. And I just want you to know that we work together with all of you, and we have not, did not, and will not stop fighting until we make sure that highway user revenues are fully restored to 100% of where they used to be. We're making critical investments in every corner of the state, from working with affected workers and their families after the closing of the Luke paper mill in Allegheny County, to beach replenishment efforts and the expansion of this convention center right here in Ocean City, to building, how about that? It's a great convention center, it's going to be even better. to building new parks and playgrounds in places like Sykesville and Tawnytown, bringing new P-Tech schools to communities like Upper Marlboro, restoring Main Street communities in Bel Air and Salisbury, Cumberland, and many others, to our blight removal efforts in Baltimore City, where we just announced the milestone of 4,000 blighted buildings being removed. We have spent 4 years literally transforming communities from one corner of the state to the other. Together, we can accomplish even more over the next 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 years ago at this conference, when I was running for governor the first time, I promised that our administration would be more accessible and more responsive to MML and to all of you and your communities, and that places that had been ignored and neglected would no longer be forgotten. And we have been doing exactly what we said we were going to do. But we are just getting started. You ain't seen nothing yet. Together, we can and we will accomplish even more. So thank you all for being such incredible and important partners in changing Maryland for the better. Thank you all so much. And I'm going to ask your outgoing president to come up here, Mayor Bridget Donald Newsom. I want to present Mayor Donald Newton with this governor's citation, dated today, signed by me, the Lieutenant Governor, and the Secretary of State, presented for her hard work on the past year on behalf of MML. So let's give her another big round of applause.